Eye viruses are very serious, and you're probably wondering why I say that. I had an eye virus for 2 solid weeks, and it took over my life. Eye viruses can be very dangerous and cause complete and total blindness. Now, I'm going to talk about three things today: eye viruses and types of eye viruses, all the symptoms that eye viruses can cause, and how to prevent and treat an eye virus. Now, let's dive into the basics of eyes, and I'm going to talk about the types of viruses. There are lots of types of viruses, and they all have one thing in common. They're highly contagious infections that can cause complete blindness to your eyes. We're going to talk about the most common and the most dangerous types of eye viruses. Now, the most common eye virus is conjunctivitis, or more commonly known as pink eye. According to healthline.com, conjunctivitis is caused by the bacteria growth on your small blood vessels within your eyes, on your conjunctiva. The conjunctiva of your eye is the white part of your eye that surrounds your cornea. Now moving on to an extremely serious type of virus called endophthalmitis. Endophthalmitis can either be caused during or after an eye surgery, or if your eye is extremely damaged by some kind of foreign object, like being impaled by something. All right, and then there is also eye viruses that can be on the outside of your eye rather than on the inside of your eye. An example of that is a stye. A stye is a small blemish that grows on your eyelids, and it takes just about a week to heal, so it's not as serious as some other types of eye viruses. Now, let's talk about the eye virus that I had. I had an adenovirus. Adeno means gland, and the glands of your eyes are your top and bottom eyelids. So the virus that I had was infecting the underneath part of my top and bottom eyelids, causing it to be extremely inflamed, and it made it really puffy and red. Now that we've talked about some of the most serious eye viruses and the most common eye viruses, including the eye virus that I had, let's move on to some of the symptoms that eye viruses can cause. There are lots of symptoms that eye viruses cause to your eyes and your body, and I had many of them, unfortunately. According to Merck Manual, most people who have an eye virus get photophobia. Now, photophobia is not exactly what it sounds like. Photophobia is just the fear or sensitivity to light. So I couldn't be on my phone in the dark. I couldn't drive at night because of oncoming headlights and street lights caused me to squint because it hurt my eyes really bad. It was really damaging to my eyes. When you have an eye virus, you're also likely to have lots of itchiness and pain to your eyes. Luckily for me, I didn't really have as much of that, but my eyes watered a lot. So when I would wake up in the mornings, my eyes would be stuck together. I had to do a hot compress to open it up so that I could see. And eye viruses also cause lots of inflammation, making your eyes red and super swollen. So for me, I had lots of inflammation. My eye was swollen for a solid 2 weeks, and it was really red. It's kind of embarrassing. Now, moving past all these symptoms and stuff, we're going to talk about some ways to prevent the eye viruses and how to treat eye viruses. Now, the easiest way to prevent an eye virus is by washing your hands. So I had to wash my hands before and after touching my eye. Washing them before prevented me from causing any further damage to my eyes, and washing them after prevented me from spreading them to anybody else around me. Now, according to allaboutvision.com, using disinfectant and antiviral wipes and sprays around your workplace and home can prevent you from spreading the eye virus to anybody around you, like your family members and your coworkers. If you're unsuccessful at preventing an eye virus, there's lots of ways to treat an eye virus. The most common way, and the way that I had to use to treat my eye virus, was using eye drops. There are lots of different types of eye drops, but I had to take one steroid drop 4 times daily, and then I had to take 2 pressure-relieving drops twice daily and once daily, because the steroid drop increased the pressure of my left eye significantly, causing some serious issues like pseudomembranes. And pseudomembranes are extremely serious, thin white tissue layers that cover over your pupil. Now, they can cause serious scarring, preventing or causing complete blindness, so they had to be removed. I had 3 separate appointments where they had to numb my eyes and then flip my eyelids inside out, and then they had to scrape on my eyelids to detach the pseudomembranes, and then use tweezers to take them off. So those eye drops cause some more pseudomembranes, so then I had to go back again and still taking more pseudomembranes off next week. So if you are, for my right eye, I also had to use a spray to prevent my right eye from contracting the virus from my left eye, called Aveeno Nova. Now that we've talked about all kinds of eye viruses and types of viruses, and I've touched base on all the symptoms that I had and lots of ways to prevent or treat an eye virus, I would like to make one last point. Never take your eyes for granted, and always take care of them. I missed a lot of school because of my eye virus, so now I need to go catch up on my homework. Thanks for listening.